Tiffany here with Years of Ears, and Brad too, hanging out for this day in Disney for November 4th. I'm really glad you're here to discuss this day today, because that's a pretty cool one.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. In 2016, the film Doctor Strange is released in the US.
Yes.
Yes. So it was produced by Marvel Studios and then distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. And of course it was starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well said.
Well, I know, right?
So many people, including myself, can struggle with pronunciation. Yeah, I love Doctor Strange. I was really looking forward to it a lot.
Yeah.
I had started purchasing comics again in the time period before this film came out, and had been reading them and getting ready for Doctor Strange, really anticipating it. I think the thing that I really like about Doctor Strange is that prior to Doctor Strange in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I mean, you kind of have the Thor a little bit with divine energy, but you don't have a lot of magic and mystic.
Yes, that's so true.
You know?
That's so true. Doctor Strange really was like the debut of that in the MCU, and it actually debuted in Doctor Strange and Strange Tales, number 110.
July. Oh, you're speaking of the comics.
Yeah, July of 1963.
Okay.
That, it was the same in the comics as well as in the MCU.
How it was.
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so both, but yeah, so it definitely brought that like mysticism that wasn't really there before. Yeah. It was really fun.
Yeah, really nice. Everything had been galactic, all power, all might, all technology. You know, so far in the storyline. I mean, of course, like the Tesseract and some like potential like occult power there, like being held by Red Skull, but for the most part.
Right, but this was more like the mysticism, and
the
Stanley even talked
plane,
about
the planes of existence.
He talked about how he got all those terms and stuff. He actually used actual terms. He didn't really know what they meant.
Okay, you're talking about Stanley.
Stanley. So, that was all brought in with Doctor Strange, but they did a really good job with it.
Indeed.
He did a great job with it, and people love Doctor Strange, like the comics, just specifically. A lot. There were so many film adaptations of this starting in the mid 1980s. Lots of people were trying to buy the rights and
that didn't make it to screen.
Right, that didn't make it to screen. So lots of I think every film company had their hands on it. Lots of really impressive directors wanted to do this film. It just wouldn't work out. A lot of it was because of ownership rights. Okay. So you know all that with Marvel
tried to save itself again and again, selling pieces of itself off.
So it was complicated to try and get this film made for many, many years, and I'm kind of sad, but also glad, because I really think they did an incredible job with this film. But the people who really ended up getting to do the screenplay, so Scott Derrickson, John Spatz, and C. Robert Cargill.
Now, was there a thing where it went back and forth between people for a little bit? Was there?
Yeah, there was some other screenplays and things written.
Yeah, for this one even. Yeah.
Yeah, there was. But these three really,
finally,
particularly, Derrickson's the one who went to them and was like, he wanted the job more than anyone else. He actually created storyboards with professional artists, and he said he spent like an obnoxious amount of money in order to like put his idea, and it was used in the film.
Awesome.
What he had done, and then also John Spatz. They actually said no to him, and he told, I guess, like his agent, like, no, I'm not taking no for an answer. I want to work on this film. So the three people who did work on it just really lied. They cared. They loved
Didn't let go. Relentless.
Yeah, the cartoons.
So we got
all of it. The comics and everything. So actors, holy cow, they wanted Benedict Cumberbatch originally, and he had filming conflicts. So they were trying to get Joaquin Phoenix, Ethan Hawke, Oscar Isaac, Ewan McGregor, Matthew McConaughey, Jake Gyllenhaal, Colin Farrell, Keanu Reeves, and even Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Some of those
I could have gone for
glad they didn't do. Some of these guys, though, would have ruined it for me, so I'm really glad. Their minds just kept going back to Cumberbatch, so he was just right for it. So they changed their film schedule so he could be in it. So there you go. That's how you do it. And they got a longer writing schedule, so they got to put more in it for us. So I'm fine with it.
I might be wrong, but I think it might have been Smaug and the Hobbit that was the conflict for the film or something like that.
Really?
Same timing, yeah, I think so.
2014, no, 14, 15.
Could be.
It was released in 16.
Little quest.
Maybe. I don't know. They were starting in 14. So, I think it's great that they actually had more time as well to write the script. It all worked out for him to do it. So, astrophysicist Adam Frank served as the scientific consultant. And, you know, he was talking about this and how I'm so glad they consulted him, because you catch a lot of scientific truths in there that spark you to really be immersed in this film. You hear things that you know are true in science. I think that's what makes this a really impressive film. You really get drawn in it. It expands your imagination just watching it, because they did that. Yeah. At least from my...
Sure.
I really feel that.
In the early 2000s, there was a book that was written about the physics of superheroes and comics. Oh. And so there was a lot of like radio specials and a lot of focus around like whether or not Spider-Man would have killed Gwen Stacy by catching her on the bridge and
right.
stuff like that. So there was a lot of focus on that, and remains on the focus. So they need to have consultants. So that's really cool.
He actually was friends with Derrickson, the director, and he had been a Marvel fan since childhood.
There you go.
So they filmed from Kathmandu Valley to Longcross Station in Surrey, England. They built 21 sets at Longcross, where they had the studio, and obviously the film travels from Nepal to New York to Hong Kong. All that traveling, they did to the astroplane. They did a phenomenal job of those sets. They really worked hard. I was impressed with that as well. Huge amount of CGI effects, green screens involved. Derrickson wanted to use things that were hadn't been done before, and I get a sense of that with this film as well. Thinking of like the mirror world realm and stuff. Mikkelsen, that's his name, said that while he was shooting Doctor Strange, he lost track of what was happening in the scenes, especially during the mirror dimension. Okay. So, pretty amazing. Sure. I love that, and I could see that. That part was pretty cool. So Rachel McAdams plays, Doctor Strange's love interest. Interesting thing, she was asked to play Pepper Potts, Iron Man's love interest, and
can't imagine anyone else.
Yeah, I know. She said no because she didn't believe in the superhero films at the time with the first Iron Man. Yeah. She didn't think it was.
Who could have seen it coming?
So I guess she was a little wrong on that, but that's fine because I like Pepper Potts.
So she jumped on the train,
and so she's Doctor Strange's love interest. So there you go. Stan Lee's cameo, so important. Oh, I miss him. Sitting on the bus reading Aldous Huxley's The Doors of Perception. That was filmed in one day with 4 other cameos that he did, and actually James Gunn filmed that took that one day with him to film those cameos.
The early days.
So yeah, I thought that was sweet. There was actually a Fantasia influence to this film, and I thought, with mainly with the cloak.
The Sorcerer Mickey?
Yeah, the cloak of levitation. Like, I got a Sorcerer Mickey feeling the first time I saw it, so I thought it was interesting that there's like, that they look to Fantasia. So, it was a huge success. I can't even tell you the money this, like I can't do the math on the money this film made. It was well received. It was nominated for a bunch of awards, mostly winning in the visual effects area, which makes a lot of sense, but Tilda Swinton won a Saturn Award. She's the one that plays the
Master.
Yeah. So that makes sense. I think Benedict Cumberbatch could have won an award there as well.
You know.
Absolutely. He did fantastic. So good in this role. So glad we get to have him in the Marvel universe right now.
And he played quite a role in the end of the Infinity Gauntlet.
There's a sequel coming in 2022 if all goes well in the world. I'll be so happy.
At least to Disney Plus, right?
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get to see it on the big screen though. But yeah, fantastic film. If you haven't by chance seen Doctor Strange,
or haven't seen it for a while,
I would say run, go watch it.
That's right.
Take a day off.
That's right.
Just watch it.
Have an out-of-body experience.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, for sure. Take care. Bye.